So this is another fight breakdown. This is win number 5. Last fight, I won my first amateur title at 155 pounds. This is my first title defense. The guy I fought was a veteran. He actually was coming down from 170. He was a little bit taller than me. We don't think there's any fight footage left of this fight. There was originally, so there's no cool clip of what happened, but I'll give you just a quick breakdown. Came out calm, relaxed. The guy was actually doing pretty well in the stand-up department, again, because I was so calm and relaxed. I was out there just having fun. He ended up taking me down, and I was up against the cage really, really close. I was trying to control his posture. What you'll see is the way I eventually finished was I dodged his right hand, or slipped it, from the bottom, and I armbarred him up against the cage. So we're going to talk about how to do that. The cage in this instance definitely helped. Of course, we know that we don't need a cage to armbar somebody, but it did come into play. People often ask in MMA, oh, you know, what's the cage feel like? What's the purpose of it? It can be advantageous to either opponent. One of the first things we learn as a white belt is when somebody's in my guard, I want to try to control their posture and keep them close. So it's really nice in a gi. We've got all kinds of handles. We got sleeves. We can use our legs, break this guy down, control his posture. Super important in jiu-jitsu. We want this guy not to be super high, not to be super low, but right in the middle, that's where we can attack him. But let me tell you about controlling posture in a fight. It is very, very necessary. So what you'd look to do in a fight is certainly initially, while you guys are fresh, or if you know that this guy is going to knock your head off, is controlling his posture is absolutely 100% of your goal. Guard is locked, holding him close. You know, we want to keep a steady squeeze. We don't want to burn ourselves out, but I need to do the best job humanly possible to control his posture. So in the fight, he took me down. I reached this position. He was able to posture up. So in a fight, when I see those punches coming and I don't have any control of posture, I still want to try to catch these punches. And again, now I'm in a good position. So if he throws a big wide shot, which they tend to be wide from the guard, is I'm just going to put my arm up, and I'm going to wrap it around. Now I'm controlling his posture again. So that's a great way. You can also, there's many ways. If he does that, I can unlock my guard, fill the space here with my leg. I can start working attacks from there. But I need to know where his fists are and make sure they're not hitting me in the face. So what you'll see here also is how I set up my armbar was I didn't do really a good job of any of those things. He stepped up, threw a big right hand. I had not really enough time to control here. So I just moved my head. In boxing, you see this when standing up all the time. In Thai boxing, is this is going to be a slip. So he threw it pretty straight down, and I just missed it. So it was coming right at my face. I moved my body, and that's going to set up my armbar here. So the guy takes me down to double leg. I close my guard immediately. I remember my head touching the fence ever so slightly. This guy came from a gym, great gym, that was really good at ground and pound and forcing you up against the cage. This was back a while ago where if you stuffed your opponent's head in the cage, they had a hard time getting out. Now guys have gotten a lot better at wall walking and using the cage to get off the bottom. But at the time, being up against the cage, head against the cage was not a good position. So I had a little bit of breathing room here. This guy stepped up, like I said. He throws this punch, I dodge it. From this position, his arm is across the center line. In an armbar, I know that that's a good sign for me. What I did, as soon as that punch hit the ground, as I came over the top while reaching an underhook. From here, I cut my angle to the armpit, and I used the cage to get my angle to throw over the top. And from there, I arched as hard as I could and finished just like that. So that was my first submission from guard. So we saw in the previous fight breakdown that I started my submission from the bottom, but had to finish it on top. This was my first submission in guard. It was very, very fluid. It just was right at that moment. The punch came past my head. I did my armbar that I learned as a white belt. You know, finished a dangerous guy right from guard using the cage in this instance, but armbars are always going to be a great move. No matter what the setting. Win number 5 in the first round, first title defense at 155 pounds. Please subscribe to my channel. Also, please look for me on Instagram and Twitter at Ben_Egli. Thanks, guys, for watching. There'll be more videos to come.